Hi guys, it's been a little while since I've been here on making a video. I think last week's video was me showing how I used the open broadcaster, and I'm trying it out one more time, seeing how it goes. I haven't yet tried to stream it yet though. This week has been kind of busy in a way. It's been spring break, so everybody's home and we're staying up late and watching movies and things like that. But also one of the things I've been doing is trying out some software. I've had it for a really long time and I just haven't looked at it in a while, but I've kind of gone back to checking it out. Just a few free things that you can get that are fun to use. I updated my Inkscape and I also got the new version of Blender. Now, I haven't really done much with Inkscape yet, but I plan to do some more. As for Blender, Blender is... how do I describe it? Blender is pretty amazing because, first of all, it's a free piece of software, and what it does is it creates three-dimensional images or three-dimensional animations, things like that. It's three-dimensional animations and they look realistic, so it's very cool. When I tried it out years ago, it was a little bit glitchy. I never had a computer that could really handle the type of stuff that Blender does. Now that I do have a little bit better computer, I'm able to do a little bit more with it. Plus, it has a lot more tools in it, so I have definitely been playing with it. It's on my computer right now. So I've been learning a few new things with it, and I'll kind of show you what I've been doing. First of all, I have to say there are some really good tutorials out there on YouTube, and especially the one that I've been following lately, which is on YouTube. They're called Tutor for You, and I have to tell you, it's probably the easiest to follow tutorial that I have ever found for Blender. Blender has kind of a steep learning curve, and it's probably the reason why I haven't used it a lot in the past. I kind of moved on to the two-dimensional Anime Studio Pro, kind of cartoony looking animation, and it took me a while to get back to Blender. I think I was a little bit intimidated by how difficult it seemed to be. But now that I've come across these tutorials by Tutor for You, I think it is so much easier and it's starting to make a lot more sense to me, so I really appreciate that. And the models that I made are actually from the tutorials that I found from Tutor for You. So I'll show you what I made. So at this stage in the project, it is simulating a cloth napkin falling into the glass. And what I'm doing here is going to choose the frame where this looks the best and then render it as a PNG. I'm probably not going to do that right now because I've already done it. I'm just kind of showing you an example of what Blender does. Okay, so something like that. And then you can render this. If I render it now, it won't be at its highest quality, but it kind of gives you an example of what it looks like, and the final version in the higher quality is here. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So it's things like this that keep me busy when it's spring break and it's been raining most of the time. So here's another example of something that I learned. This is actually supposed to be a wood block, and the wood is supposed to chip away and expose the text underneath. Well, I don't know, I was trying to be creative. I was trying to be a little bit different. So I used a different picture. This is actually a photo of the Horsehead Nebula, and I decided to use it as my material instead of a wood block. It probably would have made more sense if it was a wood block, but I don't know, I was just trying to be a little bit different. But anyway, there is a tutorial showing you how to do it with a woodblock texture, and it looks pretty cool. So this actually took me a really long time to follow the tutorial and create, but the tutorial is step by step and it tells you exactly what to click on and how to do it, and it was really one of the best tutorials that I have seen. So even if you're a beginner at Blender and you're just curious about it, want to try it out, I'm going to put a link below to that YouTube channel. I was just amazed at how easy the tutorial is to follow and how things started to sort of make sense a little bit. So if you're brand new at Blender and you've always been sort of intimidated by using it, you got to check out that YouTube channel. It's really good. As for other things, while we've been here with this bad weather, we've been playing a lot of video games, as you can imagine. I went back to the Perfect World International game that I used to play probably a couple of years ago, and we got right back into it, and there's a lot of new things going on in the Perfect World, and probably one of my favorite role-playing games that you can get for free online, so you might want to check that out. I need to put a link for that one down below as well. I'll show you a little bit of the game as we were going along, and I was so excited because I actually created a faction for the first time that I ever played Perfect World. Maybe things are easier to achieve now, I don't know, but I don't know if my person has the right qualifications to be leading a faction, but there it is. You can see right here what my faction name is. If you care to be involved in it, let me know and I will sign you up. Here we are just trying to figure out where we're going to go next. We were questing and we're trying to figure out which quest we want to take on next. We're both level 28s, me and Master Attack. Because I am a cleric, I am considered a healer, so I don't have as much strength as he does. So he's a Duskblade and I am a cleric, and the cleric doesn't have a whole lot of fighting skill. We're actually the ones that heal everybody else. We have a lot of magic, but we can't really fight. And the only other faction member that I have is also a winged elf, which I am a winged elf and I am a cleric. And she is a winged elf and she is an archer. So we don't have a really strong faction yet. We have a few other characters that we're going to put into it though. We have a barbarian that's coming in and he's going to be more of our tank. We don't have a lot of fighting skill, but we have a lot of fun, so it's okay. As you can see though, Perfect World is really beautiful. It's a beautiful game to play. It has a lot of beautiful music. I'm not going to include the music in this video for legal reasons, but it's really pretty, so you can get immersed in this. Part of the reason that I chose to be a winged elf was because I knew that I could fly all around Perfect World and I could look at all of the different scenes, and it was just a lot easier to travel than it was for some of the other races. It may be not the best reason to choose a winged elf, but I really like to travel, so that's one way to do it, especially when you can't get outside and you don't have a lot of money to travel. You can travel in the Perfect World. Okay, this is sort of an example of how I play Perfect World. I have a tendency to sort of go out on my own and not really take a group with me. Even though I'm in a squad, sometimes we don't fight together. So sometimes I just fly off and I go and try to handle some big boss battle, which is pretty stupid of me, but it's just sort of a habit of mine. Because I like to have adventure, and sometimes I just don't know how to be social in Perfect World, even though there's a lot of people playing in the game as well. So I need to work on that. I need to work on my social skills. I'll probably need to do that since I started a faction. Anyway, this boss battle didn't go well, and It was one of those you do not take on your own, and I ended up getting killed and being teleported to the nearest town. Pretty much what's been going on for the past few days or more, and hopefully, I don't know, I've been having dreams, literally dreaming that I'm doing the fit vlogs again. So I know I need to do the fit vlogs again because I'm not in very good shape. I know those type of videos are not my most popular ones, but they help me to sort of discipline myself and stay accountable, and I feel like maybe somebody else can get some use out of them in the future. Maybe it will inspire somebody else, even if it's just one person, it's fine with me. Okay, you guys, I want you to have a great day. Take care out there, and I will see you next time. Bye!